it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a collab with Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and we are creating Valentine's or Galentine's Day cards. So here's the card that I came up with. I'm going to be using a 5 by 6.5 inch black pre-made card base. This is some pattern paper from a very old paper pack from Michaels. It's an 8.5 by 11 that was cut down. I used my Hero Arts frame dies to cut out that frame from glitter cardstock. This is the inspiration for the card. So this is one that I created with some stamps that I had from a kit that I only got the stamps from. I had ordered the Hero Arts kit starting last February, and for some reason in January they sent me the stamps. So in that there's like a nutritional ingredients label, but it's all about love. So I created those cards earlier in the week and wanted to do the whole entire box. So I created one that just looked like the back of it, but I was like, I want to see the hearts falling out of it. So was thinking about it, was looking on Pinterest, and found an old school box, which the front of it actually tucked into the back, and it reminded me of this crayon box. So this die is from Honeybee Stamps. It's from the small crayon box. I cut it out of some pink cardstock, and then we're going to trace where the frame goes because I didn't want it outside of the frame. I wanted it to only see part of it because you're going to see mostly the hearts falling out, and that's what I wanted. And I wanted it to just be in the frame instead of going outside of it. I wanted this card to have a lot of layers and dimension to it, so I'm adding some Distress Oxide in, I think, Picked Raspberry and in Kitsch Flamingo to that's definitely the Picked Raspberry. The larger brush is my Picked Raspberry. So I went around the edges and darkened them up in the middle where the box top would overlap the inside, so the inside of it would be darker. Darkened that up and then used my Barely Arts glue to glue the entire piece together. I didn't have to worry about gluing the bottom, which the bottom part didn't cut out anyway, but it's all right because you can see here we are going to cut these pieces off. So I'm just using a pencil to trim out or to trace out the frame, and then I'm going to cut it out. So I apologize for my nails here. I got these from Olive and June, and these are the ones that have the glue on them. I tried them with the stick tabs because the tabs worked fantastic. They worked for these ones, but these nails were so long and I felt like I could do nothing. I actually had to pull them off the next day. You'll notice that I have a hard time holding things, or I hold things awkwardly because of these nails. So I think these are like the extra long, so I would never get those ones again. I definitely would get I thought the small would be too short, but clearly these ones, you can see here, like look at the way I'm holding the brush. That's so awkward. But again, I left it in because I spent all that time picking out the right nails and putting them on. But what I'm doing right now is taking a scrap piece of white cardstock and putting a bunch of colors, like pastel-y colors of Distress Oxide down. It's Evergreen Bough, Dried Marigold, Shaded Lilac, and then the pink is the Kitsch Flamingo. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 4 hearts and cut them from that cardstock. Then I'm going to take a red micron marker. This isn't the pen, it's not the pen tip, it's the brush tip. I was hoping it was the pen because that would be easier to write, but this came out a little bit thicker. And I was just thinking of the conversation hearts and what the sayings used to be. I just decided on a couple of them and put them on the hearts. I ended up not using the very largest size of the hearts. There's 3 sizes. So I ended up using the small, which in the 4 dies, there's 2 small, 1 medium, and 1 large. So I used these small and the medium ones. I put the other ones to the side because I'm sure I could use them another time. Added some of that Barely Arts glue to the back of it and then pressed it firmly onto the frame. Because I didn't glue it down to the side that has glitter on it, it's much easier to stick. If you were trying to glue it on top where the glitter was, you probably would want to use actual like tape runner rather than liquid glue because it tends not to stick as well. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to stamp onto the box. So you can see there, this is the stamp set that I had gotten. You can see the ingredients label on there from the card that I did before. and just trying to figure it out. I couldn't think of what I wanted. So this is actually a stamp set from MFT, and I end up going with the Happy Galentine's Day. Really wasn't sure. I wanted to do a Galentine's Day card. I had never used those sentiments before, so I decided I wanted to use that. I'm now going to be taking some foam tape and cutting it down into strips to place it back behind the frame that we had created. I'm going to do just one layer thick because I wanted the frame to pop up a little bit from the card so that the hearts could kind of almost go on top of each other and it could create some dimension. So I'm taking the backing off, and obviously I can't do it with the nails. I have to go ahead and use my pokey tool. I did add a little bit of foam tape that I had left over to that little piece that's on top of the, you'll see it here. I add glue to the envelope or the box, but I do add a little bit of tape right above where the box is, just because that area was a little bit flat. So do add that. Then I go ahead and place it down onto that patterned paper. And I was trying to figure out how exactly I wanted the hearts to go on here, because I know I wanted some falling out. I probably should have cut a little bit more out from the box, or had not made as many fall out. It kind of looks like this is the end of the box and only like a couple of them are falling out. So I wanted them to land different ways. Some are sideways to the right, sideways to the left, some are straight up and down, and just kind of built a little mountain at the bottom of the frame. So while you're watching me glue hearts down, I thought I would do a little bit of story time. I decided to go back to dance class. It's the first time I've danced in a studio in 26 years. So my friend Amanda and she had taken hip hop earlier in the year and had asked me to go, and I said, absolutely no way. I'm going to end up hurting myself. And then when the jazz classes came up, I said, all right, I will definitely do it. So I've done the 3 weeks. And then yesterday we did a Galentine's Day hip hop class, which was so great. So there's a lot of people in the jazz class. I think there's about 11 people plus the teacher. And last night we did hip hop and there were 4 of us. So my teacher from my jazz class, my friend Amanda, myself, and then some other woman, and then the teacher, Erin. And it was so much fun. We had such a great time, and I really enjoyed doing it. So if there's something that you are thinking like maybe, I'm too old for this, or I shouldn't do that, do it. It is so much fun. I'm loving it. I forgot how much I missed dancing and just learning new choreography and using my brain in different ways than I normally do throughout the day. So tons of fun. I know, not life advice from me, but it really was worth it. I really loved going to class and being active again, because since my knee surgeries, I have not been in a gym or really doing anything, because for the longest time I was unable to, but now it seems like, knock on wood, I did 2 classes this week at over an hour each time, and I survived, and I'm doing okay. I thought I was going to be super sore today, but I'm pretty good. So back to the card. I am gluing down the card panel to the card base with my Barely Arts glue. I love using this glue to attach. It comes out nice and fine, so you can glue in very small things. Like, it was very easy to glue the hearts down. I'm going to go ahead and use that Happy Galentine's Day stamp from the MFT stamp set. I probably should have done this before I even glued anything together. I probably should just stamped it onto the box, but I did not. And using the stamp wheel makes it so easy. Sometimes using the Misty, if you're stamping on anything that has any kind of dimension, it doesn't stamp, or it's harder to stamp. This was so simple. Stamping that down in Distress Oxide in Picked Raspberry. And once that is done, the card is done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave a link to Marie's channel below. If you have comments or questions, leave them below, and I will see you again real soon for another video. Bye!